We're driving a 2025 Toyota Camry.
Here's how much it costs.
Coming up, the Toyota Camry has always been a very logical car choice, but the new 9th generation that we're driving here actually offers emotional satisfaction. We'll tell you all about that emotion stuff in a second, but first, interior.
There's a little bit more going on here than I expect from a Toyota. I like the vents with the pattern, the door panels that match the seats.
And yet, it's all very practically laid out. HVAC controls are immediately intuitive. I like this area here where you can like throw some sunglasses and it leads right into the cup holder area. Oh,
you could probably fit a novelty-sized candy cane in there.
Not exactly seasonally appropriate, but I love your enthusiasm. And if you got a second novelty candy cane, you could stick it here in the center console. Look at all that space.
It's huge.
But could you stick a person there?
Hey. That
Surprisingly,
totally fits.
yes. From a material standpoint, there are some soft spots, but there are also plenty of hard plastics. This is not like a luxury car by any means. Shiny black plastic here and over here by the vents, and that definitely collects fingerprints and dust. I think Toyota's trying to mitigate some of those complaints by going with matte black plastic over here by the window controls.
The fingerprints are less apparent, but the dust is definitely showing.
If you move to the back seat, those door cards, very plasticky. Nonetheless, I was able to put a bottle in the rear door storage area. Front, a little tight, but that plastic flexes enough that you can cram my PBS NewsHour drinky bottle in there if you're really motivated. Oh, and these cup holders are placed in such a way that there's zero interference between tall cups and the controls up here.
There is a dedicated phone zone with a wireless charger,
Standard.
3 charge ports,
Standard.
and room for a second phone.
Yes, and 2 more charge ports in the back. Standard. I'm comfortable in the front seats, that Toyota thing where there aren't a ton of pressure points, and I've got good lumbar adjustment. One thing I find very odd, this is the top of the line XSE trim, and we do not have seat memory function. Why do we have ventilated seats but not memory? You have to go down to the second highest trim and then add a $3,800 comfort package to get memory seats. With the front seat adjusted to my preferred seating position, I have more than adequate knee and foot clearance in the back. Head clearance is closer to adequate, but these days, I'm getting a lot of really good lift with my hair. I've switched products. Just know that if you have tall hair or a long torso, you can fit in the back seat. 5'10", long torso, poofy hair.
Great. Now I'm going to have to give that snake a bouffant.
Fashion snake is my spirit animal. Kiddo, how do you find climbing in and out of the Toyota Camry?
It's extremely easy because the car is really low to the ground.
And then how do you find sitting in that middle position?
The foot space is really good.
That hump is really well positioned. It's high enough that her feet sit easily. Even I can sit in that middle position, at least from a leg perspective, just fine. Headroom, non-starter. Oh, and I'm really grateful that Toyota has included rear vents standard. For cargo space, we've got a respectable 15.1 cubic feet of space, 2 releases from the cargo area, though flipping the seats down will be difficult from the back unless you've got Stretch Armstrong style arms. And that is not the biggest pass-through I've seen, nor the flattest transition.
When you lift the underfloor area, you'll see tools for a spare tire, and then the actual spare.
The floor, you've got a little grab hook. It can hang on the top of the trunk area, so you don't have to like hold it in position. But yeah, man, having a car with a proper spare is a real joy. I mean, not normally, but I mean, when you slash a tire, it's a real joy.
You're happy when you splash a tire?
No, I'm angry, and then I'm annoyed, and then I'm concerned, and then I'm happy because I'm like, oh wait, this one's got a spare, awesome. It's a real emotional journey. Our daughter is now big enough that she does not belong in a booster seat, but what's the latch situation, sweetie?
The lower anchors are covered with plastic covers, which are simple to remove and easy to snap in the booster. I also think a rear-facing car seat would fit there.
As for safety, neither the NHTSA nor IIHS have rated the Toyota Camry as of when we're making this video, though it's probably going to do really, really well. But what I do know is that we've got a full suite of active driver assist technology, including blind spot warning and an exit assist feature. Oh no, there's a car coming. Hey, don't open that door. Man, if they used my voice for that warning instead of like an actual car thing, how much better would that be?
That'd be so much more fun.
Family, what do we think? Is the Toyota Camry family friendly?
Family friendly.
Rear window test. All the way down. 5-worthy. Armrest test. Driving in a comfortable 8 and 4, my elbows do reach the armrest. Underneath this top layer, there's a very hard edge of plastics. Outside better. Also, speak in complete sentences.
Hey, join club.
60% in, 75% out.
Daddy joined Clubby.
Style. Dude!
Dude!
This is a Camry? It's very exciting. My grandparents drove Camry.
No. Everyone's grandparents drove Camrys. My grandparents had several generations of Camrys. That is what it is known for, and yet we have this extremely stylish interpretation of Camry. What's even more mind-blowing, I love the front end. It looks very Prius-like, and that is a compliment.
Oh!
It's like, my mind
Wait.
is being blown in so many ways.
Does this mean we're old?
Oh God. I'm gonna stick with the idea that the car has changed and we haven't. The cope is strong with us. When I walked up to the Camry for the first time, I was like, it looks low, wide, it has got kind of a sporting demeanor to it, but without trying too hard. There's like a comfort version, and then there's like the sporty version for the SE and XSE. The sporty version, you get like these little canards, these sports side sills and a rear diffuser and a little rear spoiler. On the XSE that we have here, we've got 19-inch wheels. And then the color on this particular Camry is called Ocean Gem, and that is a no-cost paint.
I was shocked when you brought me a Camry and it was in a fun color.
I love when manufacturers move beyond silver, gray, black, and white. Now, if like me, you are a fan of classic Toyota colors, you're going to love today's video sponsor. It says Huckberry. Huckberry curates and creates adventurous yet fashionable clothing and accessories for men. They've teamed up with Toyota for a limited run of Tacoma-inspired apparel and gear. This is my new favorite hat. The angle is operator error. Check out these leather work gloves. Look, I'm holding a log. This 3-pack of t-shirts can live in the car, so if I sweat through my shirt in a yellow jacket attack, I've always got a backup. That literally just happened. Check it out. Ow! Their puffy blanket is cozy, stylish, and packs down small enough to keep in our helicopter for emergency use. Huckberry's hoodie is designed and built in America, so durable, it's got a 10-year guarantee. And this one says Taco. If you appreciate classic Toyota style and you want to help support our channel, there's a link in this video's description where you can explore the Huckberry Tacoma collection. We'll see you out there.
I love the two-tone scheme.
That costs a little bit extra, but it's cool that they offer it. We're feeling very positive about the style of the Toyota Camry, which is not a sentence I expected to say. But what do you think? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Tell us in the comments. Also, thank you. Thank you for supporting our channel in whatever way you choose to support our channel. Whether that's a like, whether you subscribe, maybe join our channel, maybe buy a pair of Flying Eye sunglasses. However you support us, if you do choose to support us, thank you. Moving onward to In Motion. On my long drive back to the mountain in the Camry, I noticed that interior noise was not exceptionally quiet, which is interesting because the two highest trims have acoustic side glass, but certainly manageable. But now's the moment where we get into the really interesting stuff about the Camry and pay off that tease about why this thing is so emotionally satisfying. First off, ride quality. The XSE we've got here has a sports-tuned suspension, but in normal driving, I found it very comfortable. There's like zero harshness. It absorbs bumps with great elegance, and yet it feels deeply connected to the road. This feels like so smartly tuned, I don't know how to reckon with it. A brilliant tool for commuting. And then when I arrived at the mountain and started winding my way up our curvy mountain roads, I was like, oh my God, I love steering the Camry. I'm just gonna enter this right-hander, and there's this immediacy. It doesn't feel like I'm having to move my hands too much. It's stable and it's agile. We've got stagility. Camrys of the past, you'd enter a corner and it'd be like, yeah, I'm done cornering, and then you just sort of plow, and it just sort of does that understeering thing. The car really tells you it's not made to corner. This doesn't do that. The way this thing goes around curves, it's like it wants to do that. And I don't know if I've experienced many Camrys in the past that have that same essence. This has genuine fun potential without compromising the intention of a family sedan. Then we move on to the fact that the 9th generation Camry is only sold as a hybrid. And you're like, oh man, I bet that's gonna be a bummer to drive floored. Immediate electric torque, and then the gasoline engine kicks in. The response time with the powertrain, and I'm not in sport mode or anything either, it's really satisfying. And the other thing too is that Toyota's done such an excellent job of minimizing that revving engine quality that plagued previous hybrids. We do have some paddle shifters here to go through imaginary gears. If you want to prepare for acceleration, that is a way to do it. I bet most people will never touch those, but they're there if you want to touch them. In my experience, the Camry's powertrain offers effortless acceleration, And that's paired with stellar fuel economy. We do also have a couple of drive modes. Normal is fine, but I did find myself using sport mode, and that does increase the reactivity of the powertrain a little bit. Heavies up the steering just a little bit, so it's really nice. Eco, I know based on that throttle response, I'll never use that. And then just for funsies, let's see if we can activate EV mode and have it function. That's really more of a sneaking home late at night mode. Looks like it cuts off at 25. That's workable. It's good to know you could use it at higher speeds. One last bit of praise. I'm going to come to a stop here. They've gone to a new electronic braking system. Firm pedal feel, and watch.
That was so smooth.
Wow.
The car let me brake as smooth as I am capable of braking, and it's a hybrid, and oftentimes regen braking can feel super weird. That is the best hybrid brake feel I think I've ever experienced.
In your entire lifetime?
Possibly, yes.
Seriously, like you couldn't really tell when it stopped.
If you've ever watched our channel, we will criticize vehicles, and we are not inclined to gush. I didn't expect it, but I am dazzled by how the new Camry drives. That's what I think about driving the Camry, but what does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel. Pull out with whatever gusto you can muster. And if you have any suggestions at home on how we should muster our gusto, we're always open to hear.
Is the iguana coming out for that, or?
How's that feel?
It feels like a magic trick. Like it very quickly gets up to speed, but it doesn't feel like throw you back in your seat in a way that's bad.
Not scary power, but strong power.
Yes.
How's this thing steer?
Very easy to steer and predict where it's going to go.
I'm noticing you're driving faster than normal. There was a race car driver inside of Evie all along, and it just took a Camry to show her.
That actually tracks.
And then any visibility issues?
No visibility issues.
If we were in the market for a mid-size family sedan, are there any game killers that would keep you from driving a Toyota Camry?
No game killers here.
Looks like Evie's feeling pretty good about the Camry too. I'm getting back in the driver's seat. One last note, Toyota has a system called Proactive Driving Assist. It uses a camera and the radar around the vehicle to make decisions on your behalf, like, oh, you're a little too close to that car ahead, or oh, there's a pedestrian or a bicyclist over there, let's nudge you this way in the lane. That can help you if you're an inattentive driver, or you just like the car kind of taking proactive moves on your behalf. I don't like that, but it's easy to turn off. All right, let's move on to remarks. There's a standard 8-inch screen on the two lowest trims, and then you move to the two highest trims, it's a 12.3-inch unit. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless smartphone connectivity comes standard.
This infotainment system is very easy to navigate through. There are shortcuts on the side. There is a physical volume knob, which I always appreciate.
The only thing missing here is a thumb rest to make stable inputs. In a dynamic environment like a car, it's really good to have an anchor.
True.
As true as GoPro is completely unreliable and will inevitably overheat on you.
But what is reliable is how easy this infotainment system is to use.
I also like that we've got the 360-degree camera system included here, and it does that cool thing where it'll cache imagery to create a quasi-invisible car view. It really looks like you're driving Wonder Woman's Camry into that parking space. For the driver, there's a standard 7-inch digital gauge cluster, but in higher trims, you get this 12.3-inch unit. There's also an available head-up display in the higher trims in case you want enhanced visibility into how fast you're going. And now let's take a look under the hood in a test inspired by my buddy Brian. There's the dipstick, that's where you add the oil, and over here, that's where you add the washer fluid. All right, let's talk engine choices. The only engine offered is a 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder hybrid. It comes in front-wheel drive standard, but for an extra $1,525, you can get all-wheel drive with a dedicated rear motor. Fuel economy is great, but it gets worse the higher up the trim line you go. And when you're fueling up, 87 octane is fine.
Sweetie, will you share our trim recommendation?
I will share our trim recommendation. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential Camry features you'd regret not getting, but at the lowest possible price. We're going to recommend the base LE trim. It includes niceties like dual zone climate control, wireless phone charging, and push button start. But we'd also spend an extra $1,050 on the convenience package to add a power driver's seat and smart key access. And amazingly, the Camry's base price has dropped $400 for 2025. If you're ready to buy a Toyota Camry of your very own, you can click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below to learn what you should spend on a Camry and what your current car is worth for trade-in. Among competitors, you've got the Honda Accord, the Kia K5, the likely soon-to-be discontinued Nissan Altima, and the Hyundai Sonata. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. And now, it is our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature in the Toyota Camry?
Sunroof.
The sunroof! Yeah, it's glass and it's an option and it shows what's above you.
And it's quite large.
Sunroof! Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Toyota Camry. May I have a 5 and a 5. And you! Come get your high five. Bam! And now, please enjoy our Toyota Camry Synopsis song that sounds mysteriously like the Jackson 5.
Used to